Hi everyone, mainly Topher. This recording is for Topher, so you can do yoga later. Casey and Danielle have joined us, and Topher also, my sister Anna, is on, in case you're wondering who that other person is. And Joe said he's going to be joining us soon, so go ahead and get started. So everybody come to your mats. I might have to adjust my screen. Hold on. I didn't quite set it up. There's my mat. All right, so come to your mat. We're just going to start in a seated position. Eyes closed. Also, if you have the Spotify playlist link, feel free to do that. I haven't tried it out yet myself. But if you want to have some background music, no worries. So everyone just start with your eyes closed, starting to breathe deeply. Make each breath deeper than the last. Right now, let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Letting everything go from our week, from our day, from our quarantine. Breathing in. Make the next inhale your deepest of the day. Breathing in. Holding it at the top. Let's sip in just a little bit more air. And let it out. Let's start our Ujjayi breath, restricting the back of the throat. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, starting to wake up our central nervous system, getting it ready to work. If your shoulders feel like they're up in your ears, just relax them down your back. Maybe give them a little shake to loosen them up. My shoulders have been super tight this week. So just take a few seconds to kind of put some organic movement in there, shake those shoulders around, maybe give your neck a little shake, and just settle in. On your next inhale, let's bring those arms up, reaching up, breathing in. And exhale, bringing those hands back down to the ground. Moving with our breath, inhale. And exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Let's take that right arm over to the left. So left fingertips reach out to the side, right arm coming up overhead. And when you're here, breathe into those lungs. Breathe into those ribs, your triceps. Deep breath in, reach a little further. As you breathe out, let's go to the other side. So reaching up and over. Reach up first and then over. See if you can pull those ribs apart. With each breath, trying to expand into the chest a little bit more. One more breath in. And out, let's bring it back down to the floor. And breathing in, lift the arms. We're gonna reach forward over our knees, fingertips on the floor. Just stretch through your hips here for a moment, letting that head relax. Maybe inching those fingertips a little further forward. Stretching, reaching with those fingertips. And let's pull ourselves all the way through to a cat-cow. So tabletop, we're on all fours, wrists under our shoulders, knees under our hips. And let's just cat-cow. So dropping your belly, lifting your gaze for cow, breathing in. And as you breathe out, rounding your back, tucking your chin, pushing through those shoulder blades. Breathing in, drop your belly, lift your gaze. And out. Let's do that all together one more time. And out. And now I want you to just do your own organic movement. So my shoulders have been tight. I'm just gonna move around in my shoulders a little bit. Little circles with my shoulders. Maybe your hips are tight. Maybe you're wagging your tail. Maybe you're sitting back for a stretch in the arms. Just throw in some organic movement, whatever you need today. Coming back to center, we're going to reach the right arm high, lifting, lifting, and thread the needle. So bring it right under that left arm. We're going to place our ear on the ground, reach forward with those left fingertips. You should feel a deep stretch, pulling those shoulder blades apart. If you need a little bit more, you might take that left foot back. You could also take that left arm in a bind behind. For me, that doesn't really deepen the stretch, but it might for you. If your foot is out, bring it back in. Let's take that left arm in, push yourself back up, reach high, and place that right arm back down on the ground. Do that on the other side, lifting with that left arm, reach high. Thread the needle under that right arm. Relax your head down onto the ground and reach with those right fingertips. As you breathe in, fill up, and as you breathe out, try to twist a little deeper in your stretch. You might take that right leg out for a deeper stretch. You might take that right arm around in a bind. Whatever works for you. All right, let's bring those legs and arms in. Reaching back up with that right arm, reach high, opening up, and setting it back down on the floor. Let's do one more cat-cow, dropping your belly. And lifting into cat. We're just gonna push up to our knees and come up on your tippy toes. So toes are flexed. We're gonna go into camel pose. This is not a very easy pose for me to get into, so do what you can. So camel pose, real camel pose, you've got both hands on your ankles and your head's back. I can't do that. So what you can do instead is just do one side at a time. So half camel. You can have your right arm up and reaching over, or you can leave it down on your hip. If you'd like to do some movement to breath, we can kind of take this side to side. So dragging your knuckles on the ground in front of you, and then coming to the other side, reaching up. Breathe in. As you breathe out, drag those knuckles and go to the other side. So just swinging it side to side, breath to movement. Feel free to hold it there for a sec if you need a little deeper stretch. If you can do full camel and you'd like to go into full camel, reach back for those ankles. Carefully drop that head back. Let's do one more on each side. Reaching, and one more. If you're in full camel, carefully, you might sit your bottom back first, tuck your chin, and let's come back to our tabletop. One more cat-cow, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. Cat. And let's lift back into our first down dog. So tuck your toes. You're gonna scoop your bottom back. Take those fingers out wide, digging your fingertips into the ground. Your heels may not touch the ground here. That's okay. I don't think I've seen a lot of people whose heels do touch the ground in down dog. If your hamstrings are tight, also recommend keeping a bend in the knees. Or if you're just tight in your first down dog, keep that bend in the knees. Let's just pedal out the feet. So pushing one heel down at a time, getting a little deeper stretch in those calves. Settling in. Make sure that head is hanging heavy, you're not holding any tension there. So we're gonna go up on the tippy toes and we're gonna drop our heels over to the right. So here's that stretch again down the side, kind of like our half moon stretch. Let's bring up on those tippy toes again. Again, your knees can be bent here, no problem. And over to the left. Breathe into that side body. And let's come back to our tippy toes. We're just gonna keep our heels high and tippy toe all the way to the top of our mat. One teeny tiny little step at a time. And when you get there, just ragdoll, hang heavy. So deep bend in the knees. You might grab opposite elbows to add a little weight. Maybe get a little sway. We're trying to loosen up our neck, loosen up the tension between our shoulder blades. You might shake your arms out. You can also clasp your hands behind your head gently for a little extra weight. So just allowing all these muscles in your upper back and your neck to relax and release. Let's drop our hands to the floor if you have them bound. We're gonna halfway lift, trying to get a very straight back, like a figure 7, and dropping it back down to the ground. Again here, your knees can stay bent. It's more important you get to the ground than that you have straight legs. Let's rise all the way up to standing, reaching high. Let's bring our hands down to heart center. Breathing in, reach high again. We're gonna catch that left arm up here at the top and reaching to the side. We're really gonna open up that side body today. Breathing in. As you breathe out, take it over to that other side. Up, and let's forward fold all the way to our toes. Halfway lift. And let's go through our first vinyasa of the day. So starting in plank, let's just hang out here. We'll do a super slow vinyasa for our first one. One more breath in plank. We're gonna lift up on those toes, push forward and lower all the way down, super slow, slow as you can go, all the way down to the floor. How slow can you go? Instead of up dog, we're gonna start with a cobra today. So as you breathe in, lifting up. Breathing in, reaching a little higher. Breathe out, all the way down to the ground. Let's take that 2 more times. Breathing in, cobra. Option to float your feet, float your palms. Keep yourself honest here. Now you're not using those hands to lift. Let's lower it down. And we'll take 1 more. Breathing in, lift. Hold for the exhale. Breathing in. Exhale, release. And now we're gonna push it all the way back up to down dog. Sorry, you guys can't really see me down here. You can't get the camera showing me all the time. So pushing back into down dog, we're gonna go through those sun salutations 2 more times. This time, bend your knees, take a look at those hands. You can either step or jump or float to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathing in, breathe out, touch your toes. Reaching up high. In our salutation today, we're gonna do that side stretch, side to side. Exhale, other side. Swan diving down to those toes. Halfway lift. Reach and hop back into your vinyasa or step back. This time your choice, up dog or cobra. And we'll meet in down dog. Let's take that 1 more time. Breathing in and out. Next inhale, get to the top however you like. Hopping, stepping, floating, flying. Halfway lift. And exhale. Reaching high. Grab that left arm at the top. Make this your deepest side stretch so far. Breathing in. Grab on the other side. And we're gonna swan dive to the bottom. Halfway lift, nice flat back. And vinyasa. Exhale, down dog. All right, everybody, let's take a cleansing breath. So deep breath in through your nose, noisy exhale through your mouth. And exhale. Let's do that one more time. And exhale. All right, we'll start with our flow. So everybody lift your right leg high. Lift, we're gonna pull that pinky toe in, flexing the foot. Try to lift that heel just a little bit higher, and bring it in, knee to nose. You're gonna round the back, push through those shoulders. Let's take it back up, three-legged dog. Once again, round it, knee to nose. Hold, inhale, and exhale. Let's push it back. Last time, knee to nose. This time, we're gonna gently step it through and bring that left knee down, Anjaneyasana. So you can untuck those toes. We're gonna lift the hands high, reaching. Anjaney. Taking that right hand down to our knee. I promised you lots of side opening stretches. So you can either have your hand on your knee here, reaching over to the right. If it's accessible to you, you can also place that hand on the ground, reaching. Let's bring it back up to center, reaching high. And taking our hands down to the ground, we're gonna press up into a low lunge. So untuck those toes, or tuck those toes, lift up that knee, and we're gonna take an easy twist. So right arm opens up to the right, reaching high. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky. I'm gonna turn around so you guys can see me on this side. Ooh, this is gonna be a hard one to teach on Zoom. Okay, so we're opened up, reaching high. We're just gonna follow that right hand. So catch your balance, and we're gonna come up to a standing twist. So holding there, option to revolve your twist. So not my best move, but you're reaching back for that leg, reaching up with your left arm. We're gonna flip this around. So windmill those arms into a warrior two. First warrior two of the day. So you want your heel and your the arch of your foot aligned, like you could be between two panes of glass, flattened out. Looking ahead over those right fingertips. We're gonna flip that right arm over, reach, and reverse your warrior. And bring it into a side angle. So that could mean your right arm goes to your right knee, and you're reaching up overhead. I'll turn it around for you. There's lots of turning around in this one. Reaching up overhead. If it's accessible to you, maybe you're taking that right arm down to the ground. Or another option, take a bind. So right arm comes under your leg, left arm goes behind, and your fingertips hook. Maybe, maybe not. All right, let's take a break. So coming back into that warrior two, let's straighten out that right leg. Oh, that feels good. We're gonna reverse our warrior. This time we're gonna take it down into our triangle pose. So pushing out those left hips, reaching, reaching, reaching till you can't reach anymore. Right leg is straight. And when you can't reach anymore, your hand comes to your shin or maybe to the floor. That left arm goes up. So again, trying to make yourself as flat as possible. So in my triangle, I'm actually kind of up here. When I try to go for the ground, I collapse over. So we really want those hips in line
You should feel the stretch through that hip flexor on the left. Options here for some strength. You might reach that left arm overhead. You might reach that right arm up to meet it. Let's bend into that right knee, reverse it back, and let's bring it down for our vinyasa. Option to float your right foot off the ground as you lower down. Up dog or cobra, your choice. And down dog. Let's take a deep breath in. Noisy exhale. One more time, in and out. All right, other side, let's lift that left leg high. So keep those hips level. Try to push that heel a little higher, and let's bring it in knee to nose. So pushing up through the shoulders. Can you touch your nose with your knee? Up again, three-legged dog, and bring it in, knee to nose. Doing a little bit slower flow than last week. I think the slower flows were harder, personally. Knee to nose, this time step it through, Anjaneyasana. We're gonna put that right knee down. There's the Anjaneya. Toes are unflexed. And reach for the sky. Can you sink a little bit lower in that left knee? Can you challenge your balance by looking up towards your fingertips? Can you really challenge your breath by not holding it and breathing? All right, let's take that left hand to your knee or to the ground, reaching up and over. Might be a little different on this side. Maybe on this side, you gotta go for the knee. Up and over, opening up that side body. And let's bring it back up. Reaching high and down. Let's push up into that low lunge. So tuck the toes, lift the knee, strong right hand, and let's reach that left hand to the sky. Can you push up a little bit higher in that lunge? Can you look up toward those fingertips? They're waving at you. Can you follow them? Without falling over. Like I said, not my best move. And let's reverse. Anybody having trouble seeing or hearing? No. Never mind. Sorry. Someone texted me, so I was like, uh-oh. Hope everyone can see me. So we're gonna reverse that, if you like. Not my best move. And then we're gonna windmill the arms into our warrior two. So let's take a strong warrior stance. So heel to arch alignment. You're between two planes of grass, so try to twist your whole body. Hips are even, arms out nice and straight. Not down here, not up here. Right up from your shoulders, and we're looking over those left fingertips. Let's reach it forward, flip that left hand, reverse it back. You might reach for your leg. You might take a half bind behind your back, reaching a little higher. And let's bring it into our supported side angle. So again, options here. So keep it low in that front leg. Man, this Zoom is really honest. I'm like, woo, I gotta work on that pose. Way up here. Option to put your hand on the ground. Maybe you open your wings up a little bit. And of course, if you have that bind accessible to you, taking the bind. All right, let's come out of that bind if you're in it. Straightening out that front leg. And we are gonna reverse it back again. This time, we're sticking out our right hip, reaching forward till you can't reach anymore. Keeping that side body flat to the wall. And when you're ready, dropping that arm down, lifting your right arm high. Again, you don't want to be down here. So if this means you're touching the ground, but your chest is coming down toward the ground, don't do that. Lift it back up. Maybe you're supporting with your shin. Challenge if you need a little bit more. Maybe you swing that right arm overhead. Maybe you bring that left arm up to meet it like you're holding a big beach ball. All right, let's take a bend in that right leg again. Reversing it back. And down we go into our vinyasa. Option to float that left foot off the ground. Up dog or cobra. And I'll meet you in down dog. Whew. If you need a moment to take a child's pose, take a little breather, go for it. Grab some water, which I am going to do. All right. Uh-oh, I think we lost Joe. He seemed like he was having video trouble. Not sure. All right. So coming back down, maybe your child's pose, maybe you're down dog. Coming back into our down dog. We're gonna go through that sequence again. So lifting the right leg high. We might add on a few places here and there. Pulling the knee in, knee to nose. Can you touch that nose? Can you? Can you? Reaching high. 2 more times, knee to nose. And last time, this time, knee to nose, hold it. And then we're gonna step it through Anjaneyasana. We'll put that knee on the ground. This time, really focus on getting deep into that runner stretch. So, placing a hand on that knee or placing a hand on the ground. Reaching up and over. So opening up through the side body. You should really feel this in your hip flexor over here in the front of your hip. Can you get it a little bit lower in that front hip? All right, this time we're gonna take a little counter stretch, push it back into our hamstring stretch, so our half splits. If you have full splits in your practice, you rock. I'm not gonna demonstrate that because I can't do that. Half split's good for me, but a great way to loosen up your hamstrings. So you've got more than one hamstring. So let's play those strings a little bit. We're gonna take our right toes out to the right. Let's take those toes out to the left. So where does it hit for you? For me, it's the left. That's where my hamstrings really light up. Or maybe the middle is good enough for you. All right, let's bring that back into our low lunge. So picking that left knee up, raising that right arm high. Opening up those wings. You know where we're going, so follow those fingertips. Pushing up, challenging your balance. Revolve your warrior. So reaching for that left leg with your right arm. And we're gonna windmill our arms into our warrior 2. I'm gonna turn it around for you guys. All right, we're in warrior 2. Okay, remember, try to stay low in that right leg. Man, Zoom is really keeping me honest here. Didn't realize how high I was in my warrior 2 typically. So flip that right arm over. We're gonna reverse it back, reaching down that left leg and bringing it into our side angle, either to the knee, and reach up overhead. Option to take it to the floor or into your bind. Maybe your bind is a little easier on one side or the other. All right, wherever you are, let's lift back up into that warrior 2. We're gonna reverse our warrior again, this time straightening out that front leg and leaning with the hips, coming into that triangle pose. So reaching way out in front of you, reach, reach, reach. When you can't reach anymore, you can place that hand on your leg or on the ground if that's accessible to you, and reach up with that left arm. Challenge to reach overhead. Challenge your core strength, holding that beach ball. Let's take this all the way back, bend in your knee, reversing it. This time, we're not done here, we're adding on. We're gonna go into a half moon. So, half moon, you can start with your hand on the ground here. You might leave your hand on the ground. Okay, lifting that left heel. Okay, so flexing through the toes, pushing with the heel. Maybe you take that left arm high. Maybe you keep those fingertips on the ground. If you want to challenge your balance, maybe you push off of those fingertips. Whew. Not today. So, half moon. Lots of moons happening today. Maybe you're pushing off those fingertips, lighting it up. Let's set it back down into our warrior two. All right, we're done. Now we're done. Let's take it into our vinyasa. Our vinyasa is gonna feel like super easy. Taking it down into cobra or up dog. Lifting into down dog. Whew. Getting a little sweaty, you guys. All right, everybody, deep breath in. Noisy exhale. In. Exhale. Let's take that left leg high. Bring it in, knee to nose. Can you lift a little higher this time? Push through those shoulders. Let's kick it back. Heel high. Bring it in, knee to nose. Kick it back. Last time, knee to nose, hold. And let's step it through Anjaneyasana. Bring that right leg down. Untuck your toes. Here's what I skipped last time, reaching high with those arms. Whew. And if you're ready for that stretch, taking that left arm to the knee, reaching up and over with that right arm. But first, making sure you're focusing on getting really low in that front leg. Maybe you can reach the ground with that left hand, if that's accessible to you. All right. So arms up high, let's bring it down and we're gonna lift up into, oh, sorry, I forgot. We're adding on that half splits. So let's take care of those hamstrings, shall we? So you might be here, your knee might be bent, no problem. Just pull those toes back. And let's play those hamstrings. So let's play them to the left, to the right. Oh boy, that's where it kills me. That's where it lights up. And back to center. Let's breathe in, stretch out, and as you breathe out, take it a little bit deeper toward that knee. All right, everybody, let's bring it into that low lunge. So tucking the toes, lifting the knee, strong, sturdy base. Let's lift that left arm high. And we know where we're going. We're gonna follow those fingertips up. Can't decide which side I'm wobblier on. Revolve that. I don't even know what kind of warrior that is, to be honest. And we're gonna windmill the arms into our warrior two. Okay, I'll turn it around. You guys stay where you are. So keep yourself honest. Take a look at your video if you have it on. So really deep in that front leg. We're gonna reach forward, flip over that left arm, and reverse your warrior. Reaching down that leg, or maybe you take a half bind behind the back. All right, we're gonna straighten out that leg and start to reach. Oops, I forgot our side angle, sorry. Like I said, this one wasn't as rehearsed as my classes the last couple of weeks. So sorry about that. Side angle. This is a really great stretch for that hip flexor too. So options here, or here, or here. Wherever you are, let's come back up, unbending that knee, reversing our warrior, and we're gonna go into that triangle pose. So sticking that right hip out, Reaching, reaching, reaching with those left fingertips. And when you're ready, when you've reached as far as you can reach, bring it down. Maybe your fingertips touch the ground. We've been stretching a little bit already, but make sure you're not collapsing that chest. So chest stays like flat between those two panes of glass. So for some of you, that might mean raising up a little bit here. If you want that strength challenge, take that right arm above your head. Reach that left arm up to meet it. All right, we're gonna bend into that right knee, reverse it. We're headed into our half moon pose. So you might start by placing your left hand on the ground, getting a little bounce in that foot. And when you're ready, lifting up. Maybe if you're comfortable here, that works. You might lift that right arm up for a bigger balance challenge. And then play with your balance, maybe starting to lift those fingertips off the ground. Woo. Let's hold that for one more breath. If you fall, that's a good thing. Well, not if you hurt yourself, but if you fall out of the balance pose, that means you're trying. You're working on your balance. All right, let's set it back down into our warrior two. Nice and easy. Whew. Bumpy landing. Reverse it back. And let's float through our vinyasa. Option to float that left foot off the ground as you make your way into your up dog or cobra. Down dog. All right. Let's bend the knees. Take a look at your hands. Hop or step to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. And relax. Root to rise all the way to the top. And we're just gonna pause here, facing the side. Let's take those feet out wide. Toes are facing forward. Taking those arms out wide. Actually, take those hands to your hips. We're just gonna bend at the hips. And placing those hands right on the ground in front of you. Let's take an adductor stretch, right? So the insides of your legs here. So a couple ways you can do that. You might place your right hand or your left hand on the ground and twist. Okay, if you don't feel it there so much, maybe you take that left arm all the way over to that right foot. Maybe you twist from here. Maybe not. You can also take those fingertips behind you. Okay, bringing your head close to the ground. Option here, if you have it in your practice, to get upside down, take a head balance. All right, if you stretched over to the left, take a stretch over to the right. Maybe you twist, that arm up high. And let's meet back in the middle. So if you are in a headstand, drop those feet down gently. I'm not gonna do headstand today. We're gonna drop this down into a Skandasana on the right leg. So coming down, your heel may or may not touch the ground. You can be up on your heel here. You might have to support with your hands. If your heel's not on the ground on your right foot, that's okay. So dropping into our Skandasana. Options here, prayer, if you want to challenge your balance a little bit. Pull those toes back. You might take your wings open wide for another side stretch, which I promised you lots of today. Or if a bind is in your practice, binding around that knee. Not happening for me today. All right, let's switch our Skandasana over to the other side. So make your way over there, nice and easy. Wherever you are, whether you're balancing with your fingertips or you're giving yourself a little balance challenge or a bind. or maybe open your wings. That one's feeling good for me today. Don't lose track of those toes. Keep them pointed at your face. Okay, let's relax back into that forward fold. And we're just gonna crawl our way over to our right leg, step it back, and flow through a vinyasa. Good work, guys. Been focusing a lot on the outsides of the hips. It's good to focus on the insides every once in a while. All right. So we are going to hop or step through all the way to a seated position and do a little ab work. Might have to change my screen. There we go. All right, so coming down to the floor, we're gonna sit back into a high boat, a low boat. So I won't make this too painful, I promise. So high boat, your hands might be up, they might be out, pointing at your toes. We're gonna take it in, breath in. As we exhale, taking it to a low boat. Breathing in, maybe you reach high. Low boat. Try to hover just a little bit off the ground. High boat. And low. We're gonna do one more set of those. Ooh, got the shakes. And this time on low boat, we're gonna cross those toes over each other. So you could take your hands behind your head, but we are just taking those feet side to side, little crosses, many as you can. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. All right, so one knee at a time, pull those knees into your chest. Maybe just give a little rock, release the lower back. All right, well, we're not done just yet with abs. Sorry, guys. So push those feet up to the sky. Flex those toes back. I think the reason my back was so tight is I was like pulling this rope this weekend. And so we're gonna do a little bit of that again, but it's gonna hurt our abs this time. So you're just gonna climb the rope. So from toe to toe. So reach with those fingertips side to side. Reaching, reaching, reaching. All right, last 5 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't jump on that last one. So, I meant to say skip. Don't skip that last one. All right, let's put those heels out wide on the mat and just windshield wiper your knees side to side. Releasing that lower back. Feel good. All right, bringing those knees into your chest. We're just going to start to rock and roll. Woo. Length of your mat as many times as you want. Maybe it feels good on your back, a little massage. When you're ready, you're just gonna hop those feet through into our plank. And we're just gonna hang out here in plank. Yep, ab work isn't done just yet. So let's hang out here in plank. This is a really good thing to check in your video. I can't even tell what's happening because this shirt is like, whew. Anyway, I think my back looks flat enough. But make sure your belly's not on here. Hard to tell when you have a baggy shirt on. Okay, that's gonna hurt your lower back. All right, so we're just gonna lift those right toes off the ground, lifting for a couple seconds, just about 2 inches off the ground, and set her down. Other side, 2 inches. Set her down. One more time on each side. Lift those toes. Set it down. And done. All right, let's push it back into a child's pose for just a moment. Relaxing out of that work. And start to cool the body down. So we're gonna do a special kind of child's pose, a rabbit pose. Again, to stretch out the the tension between the shoulder blades. So take those hands to your heels. You're going to try to put the crown of your head onto the floor right in front of your knees. And you're going to lift your bottom and try to pull your heels away, pull with your heels away from your shoulders. So you get a nice deep stretch between those shoulder blades, like it's pulling your shoulder blades apart. And let's relax back down. Maybe just roll your head a little bit side to side, releasing any tension in the neck. All right, let's come back into our tabletop and push into our down dog. Setting up for pigeon pose. So remember with pigeon that there is an option to do this on your back, especially if you have really tight hips. But regular pigeon, we're gonna lift that right leg high and let's bring it through. So knee to your right wrist. We're gonna try to settle the hips, so square off the hips so they're in one solid line. Maybe you take a little back bend here. Stretching into that hip flexor once more. And when you're ready, settling into your sleeping pigeon. So while y'all are sleeping in pigeon, I'll just show the reclined pigeon option. So reclined pigeon, if it's really hard on your hips, I know when I started yoga, pigeon was so painful for me. So reclined pigeon, you're gonna take your left foot to the ground, your right leg across in a figure four. Pretty common sports stretch, right? Thread through the middle, and you're using that leverage to open up the hip. You're using your elbow to kind of keep that four nice and open. So whether you're here in reclined pigeon or you're here in a traditional pigeon, just let go of any tension that you might be holding on to. We hold so much tension in our hips from sitting a lot during the day, not moving around a whole lot, sitting in a chair a lot. Just see if you can let go. Anything you might be holding on to. I should have also mentioned in pigeon, you know, you might be here on your elbows. You might be here on your arms, and that might be as far as you can go. That's okay. If you're all the way on the ground and you need a little bit more, you might take that left arm around like a half bind, add a little more weight to that right hip. So options. If you'd like to take a mermaid, an upright variation, go for it. If not, you can stay in that pigeon. So mermaid, we're putting our right hand on the ground. Nice little quad stretch, reaching back, hooking that left foot with that left hand. And pushing through that hip. Wherever you are, let's release. Let's push it back into our down dog. Give that leg a shake. Shake out that knee, shake out your hip. And let's go into pigeon on the other side. So lifting that left leg high. And as you're ready, bringing it through. Placing that knee on the ground in front of that left wrist. So take a little time to square out those hips. Get that back foot settled. Maybe a little back bend here. And when you're ready, sleep your pigeon down. Maybe you are on your elbows. Maybe you can bring that head down to your hands. Maybe you can bring your head all the way down to the ground, and if you need a little bit more, bring that that right arm over to the left hip, half bind.
And one side might be totally different than the other. So on your first side, maybe you could get all the way to the ground. On this side, maybe not so much. Our bodies are not perfectly symmetrical. Again, if you can, breathe through the tension. If you feel a tense spot, can you breathe your breath into that spot? Help it relax a little bit deeper. If you took an upright variation and you want to push up into mermaid, go for it. Wherever you are, let's release. Coming back into our down dog, shaking out the knee. Good work. Let's do one more down dog, our last down dog of the class. Trying to push those heels to the ground, reach your tailbone to the sky. Let's bend the knees. We're gonna step or hop through to seated. I'm just gonna check the time real quick. Oh, it's going a little longer today. That's okay. We're gonna relax onto our back. Just one more thing before we Shavasana. So let's take that right knee into your chest. You might shift those hips over a little bit and take it across for a twist. So try to keep those shoulders on the ground, both of them. And you might take a look over that right shoulder. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, try to relax a little bit deeper into that stretch. Let's use our hands to help our knee back up to center. Take that right leg down, left knee up. And as you're ready, take it over to the right. Looking over that left shoulder. Let go of any tension you might be holding in your glute, in your hip, in your neck, and your face. Let's help that knee to center. Let's bring both knees into center. We're gonna hug, tighten up every muscle in your body. Squeeze, squeeze your fists, squeeze your toes, squeeze your eyebrows. Put your head on your knees, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax into Shavasana. Let go of that restriction in the back of your throat, returning our breath to a normal rhythm. Just taking a few more minutes for ourselves. I want you to swing your jaw side to side. Maybe you can even reach up and give your jaw a little massage. We hold so much tension in our jaws all day, even during the night when we're sleeping. Maybe stretching that jaw out and letting it relax. Noticing how heavy our head is on the ground. Imagining our bodies being this big heavy weight, just letting it all go. Will you leave an imprint in your mat?
if you would like to stay in Shavasana, please do. You're at home after all. You can stay in Shavasana for the rest of the evening if you want. If you're ready to start waking up, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Flutter your eyes open. Let's take a big good morning stretch, reaching those hands overhead, reaching those toes long. Rolling over to one side or the other. Hanging out here for just a second. Let's push back up into our seated position. Just how we began. Let's shake out those shoulders once more. And bringing our hands to heart center. Thank you for joining me today. I will not be watching the recording. Super weird to watch yourself. But Topher, if you do, I hope you enjoy. And to everyone, namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry it went a little long today, guys.
That's okay.